Uncanny X-Men are back, and we are joined by the Chett Eye Knight himself. But wow, this feels like this is Justin. I feel like this is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah,
like, it's not official until we see Chett.
Yep, agreed. And we had to wait an extra week.
We forced him to wait a little bit longer.
I was unfortunately just tortured over in Vegas. So it was rough times, but glad to be home. Glad to be back.
Scar tissue.
Yeah.
So if you guys do not know the Chett Eye Knight himself, I put the link to his Instagram down below. But we are joined by what I would qualify as one of the greatest X-Men fans that I know personally. Yep. The man has one of the most impressive Claremont runs, and let's just say X-Men runs of comics I've ever seen.
Yep.
Always in the chat, supremely loyal, and then also willing to hang with us pretty regularly on this show.
Yep. Which
Chett,
we really
how was your summer, man? How was your summer?
Summer was interesting. The fall has turned into a nice fall. Things are good. Work-wise, gym-wise, everything's peachy right now. You know, it's football season and my team sucks, so things are actually normal right now.
Normal, of course.
You know, I watched my baseball team fall out of contention after being in first place for like 5 to 10 years. What felt like, and then I got to look at this smiling nitwit about his Yankees getting to one playoff game. You know,
love you too, Chett.
I know that. I know. I just fear. And then watching his football team come from a 29,000 point deficit on Monday night.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
I gotta go. Have a good night.
John, get this guy out of here, John. Can we just
I am
great to be back.
I am super happy that you're here, man.
Yeah,
and we're talking about Wolverine a bunch tonight. I know you're a big Wolverine fan, so I'm excited to get into some of that nitty-gritty with you as well. There's the shirt. Nice. Look at the shirt.
Nice. I got the wrong one, but I got a little
Colossus there, looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm rocking Iron Man, so I guess there's a metal theme going on.
Oh yeah, there you go. You got the memo, John. Good.
Sometimes, occasionally. Let's jump into the chat, say hello to some friends before we dive into this classic issue here. We got White Tiger, Ruben Guzman himself, first in the chat. Cowabunga fam, thank you, brother, for coming by. We got Brandon in the chat, a different Brandon than we usually are shouting out. Good to see you, Brandon Conkle. He says, love the Claremont era X-Men. 133 has some fun Wolverine action, and you are correct, sir. You are
absolutely
correct.
Nice to meet you,
My
Brandon.
brother, Coach Vic, in the chat. Not a big X-Men fan. He's like, you know what? I'm going to join this season. I'm going to watch. I'm going to learn. And you know what? You've got the Chett Eye Master himself here to guide you on some of this fact. So thank you for coming, Vic. I appreciate it.
I like that he's giving it a shot. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun
we
stuff.
got Magic Lasso, homie extraordinaire.
Here we go.
Dropping some questions. He says, what's the difference between Wolverine and Paul Bunyan? One's a Hugh Jackman, and the other's a huge Axeman. There it is. Good to see you, Chett. And he's saying hello. Or sorry, Ryan. He's saying hello to Chett, and he's saying hello to Diana Ross as well, as usual.
As usual.
Predicted. Alan from Climbing Comics in the chat.
What's up,
Good
Alan?
to see you, sir. He's been dropping some great videos as well. If you guys have not been checking in on Alan,
man.
It's one of the things that I love listening to on the way home. It's always very calming, very peaceful. Really appreciate that. And we got Jason from Claiming Comics. How is it going, Jason?
I'm telling you, those two, claiming and climbing, I get them mixed up when I go to tag somebody sometimes. So I just start tagging both of them. So
tag them all.
Yep.
Tag them all. My buddy Drew Manchu from the Comic Corps here, and he does mention that we had a passing of a community member that some might remember from long ago in the past. Caleb, the comic Smurf Murphy, a good friend from back in the past who had to take an extended break from YouTube, apparently passed away not too long ago. So thank you, Drew, for shouting out Caleb. We will miss him a bunch.
Sorry to hear that.
R.I.P., brother.
Yeah. And Jackson Roy Kirk, another great homie, always checking out the show, always hanging out with us. Much appreciated, man.
JRK.
And let's see here. We got Jackson Roy says, the leaves are turning brown. Easy for Mother Nature. It's automatic.
Nice.
There it was. We got Nigel saying, hello, Mutant All-Stars. What's up, Nigel?
Another Ravens fan. Get him out of here.
My boy.
We got Michael and Riley from the Downright Nerdy podcast saying, hey. We got Albert from Albert Loves Comics. My TikTok guru, the guy I'm trying to follow in the steps of.
He's killing it, man. He's killing it.
He went
You both
viral.
are killing it. I saw that.
I had to wonder what mood John would be in after seeing his videos, bro. My man snatching food out of people's hands to put an Omni X-Men book in.
Oh, that was great. Yeah,
I mean, crashing into walls like some dude named Murdoch.
Yeah, I've been all over the place. All over. Emotionally, it's a roller coaster. We got Darth Timo in the chat. What's up, Darth Timo? Good to see you.
Tyler.
He says Justin and Chett going to do the fastball special.
Oh, that's my favorite move right there.
Right.
I think I can take it.
I'm assuming.
I was saying Chett would chuck me.
I'm assuming he's the ball, right? Because
I'm the Wolverine.
He's got to be colossal.
I'm the Wolverine there. I just go flying.
Vic says, "Teach me." We will, brother. We're going to work on that. Absolutely.
Sure. Yes.
Let's see here. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody else? Phil Ailing in the chat. What's going on, Phil? Thank you for coming. And JP says John's Comics with Kids TikTok sensation. It's all deadly, sir. It's all deadly.
All the rage.
So thanks everybody for coming tonight. We are talking about the Chris Claremont run. As always, we are on to volume 2 of the Omni, and we are talking about specifically the issue that Chett is holding up. I'm gonna have to blow that up. You know I gotta do that. He is talking about issue 133 with a classic Wolverine storyline. And look at all the signatures on the back. I almost can't see the artwork anymore. There's a lot of signatures on there.
Crazy.
9/8. Wow.
Yeah.
And just to let everybody know, since the fine print is kind of small, Chris Claremont, John Romita, Jim Shooter, Terry Austin, Herb Trimpe, and on the back, Stan Lee. Not enough room for him on the front label. And he was the last one to sign.
Because if you're gonna put anybody on the back, it's Stan, right? I mean, he's not.
He's by himself. So I guess I can deal with that.
Nickolas, thank you for coming by, brother. I appreciate it. So we try to end every episode with some trivia. So please stick around. We are doing giveaways just like we did in the season 1. So be sure that you hang around and listen out because there's some good stuff happening always at the end of these episodes. But we start off with a quick little thought on the issue, how we felt about it, what grade we might give it. So, Justin, what are your early thoughts here on issue 133?
Yeah, so overall, I think it's certainly up there. I think I'm going to give it like a 9.2 to a 9.4. I think it really deserves that type of grade. We finally get to see Wolverine go off in the way that we're used to now in the more modern era. And so to me, and just thinking back of like this time when this book came out and all this, like, it must have just been so awesome, so incredible to finally see him really kind of just, lash out. I will say the reason I feel like I'm saying this in a hesitant kind of way is that it slows down in the middle of the issue. And I think for me, I guess I was just so amped with the initial battle scenes in the beginning that I just wanted more of that. But I understand, and I do think it's very important to the overall story arc. And of course, this being tied to the saga as an entire, story arc is important. So, there's a lot of character building here and just getting an understanding of some of these villains and really what they're capable of, even more so than what we saw last issue. Overall, very important issue, and I think it's a great one. So I'm going with like a 9. I'll give it a 9.4. We'll throw a 9.4 since Chett's here, and he'll threaten me otherwise.
All right, Chett, let him have it, man. Let him have it.
I'm kind of on his page in a lot of respects because the book from the very start gets you amped. You already see solo action. You already see blood. You see everybody scared of Wolverine, everything. Then it hits a literal bit of a speed bump just to give us more detail into what's going on back home with Professor X and whomever else. And then you got a psychic battle and all that stuff going on between Mastermind and he's, and it kind of fades the book down. So I understand what Justin means. But in terms of the initial reaction, that was definitely a long-awaited book. We got to see Wolverine literally lash out, and I'll tell you, as a kid, when that book came out, I was ready for it, and like I wanted it bad. But when I actually read it, I was more in shock because they actually had like the panels. Some of them were blood red, and if I remember that correctly, a lot of the panels, there were a few panels that were blood red, and there was guts. So I think they took a good chance, and because of that, I'm going to grade this a 9.4. I'll give it a 9.4.
I mean, you can't go lower because I went 9.4, so you have to at least go 9.4.
I have to be on par. I can't.
That might be. Is that the lowest grade I've ever heard Chett give?
I think so. I think so. I think so. I thought the Wolverine battle alone was going to put it at a 9.8 for him.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go 9.6. So I'm going to go above you guys.
All right.
I was not as bothered by them. Of course, a lot of interludes, but I wasn't bothered by them, and I was absolutely in love with the panel layouts. The art, the burn art is on another level in this issue.
Yeah, it's
really
graphic.
Oh my gosh. But like just he does some crazy angles of things. He's not doing a traditional style here. You know,
no.
Consider him like a cinematographer. He was really doing some photography on another level. Like the way he lays out the pages, perfection for me. So absolutely, even when it's like Cyclops stuff, I'm like, wow, there's no like that whole white border background, no background thing. Like I just was digging it all the way. Yeah. Hello, Nick's Kicks and Comics. Hey. What's going on? Talking about his favorite run of all time. Well, hey man, every Tuesday from his channel to my channel, back and forth.
You're at the right place. Yes, sir.
So there you go. Yeah, high nines, mid nines. Popular issue overall. So let's take a look at this cover. Chett, I gotta say, you gotta love this cover, right? I mean, not only is it what you get on the inside.
Yeah,
man, what excitement.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing the swinging claws everywhere. You're seeing a lot of Hellfire Club minions. And the only thing you really see on this cover is Wolverine lashes out. And that just draws you right in. You're like, oh, we get to see it finally. And it lived up to it for me as far as, the beginning stages of this book. He was the rescuer, the hero, and the slaughterer at the same time. And his lashing out actually gave us new characters later on that even appeared in the movie.
That is a great point. That's a great point.
So yeah, it's a historic cover and it's a classic cover. And it's well done.
What about you, Justin? What do you think of this cover?
Well, I just think back to how last issue ended. And if you were a reader of that time, or even just into more of a current reader, and you're just going back and reading this for the first time, knowing how it left off and seeing the look on Wolverine's face, like they're in trouble, like he's about to kick some butt, that something's going down. To see this come as the expectation of like how are they going to draw this artwork? How are they going to show this initial cover? I think they nailed it. I think that this is like everything and more, especially how we were left off from the last issue. So like Chett said, definitely a classic one. I think this is a cover that is recognized from a distance. People know this as they know the whole saga in general. So just love the cover.
Absolutely. JP says any panel with Cyclops can't be good unless he's getting his butt kicked. Shots fired. Yeah. Brandon saying the Wingard stuff is definitely a little slow and confusing at times. Claremont took too long to explain the confusing visions. Lasso saying, okay, this is a great cover, but his continued complaint is that we're the Dark Phoenix saga. She's not on these covers, and that's a disappointment for him. And I get that, but I think it was kind of named the Dark Phoenix saga later on. Yeah, because the issues don't say Dark Phoenix anywhere on them.
No.
So I think that kind of came later. But I do agree that is a frustration, right? Yeah. But Jean's not herself. She's the dark, the Black Queen, right?
Black Queen. Yeah.
He said the Dark Biddy.
Oh, well, Justin, just because of that last panel from 132, he gives the cover a 9.6. There you go. I love it. I also love the color choices here because those minions with the red and dark blue balancing so nicely with Wolverine's bright yellow and light blue. Like the contrast is so strong. And then the background, very simple, that sort of light green and black. Like I love the simple background. This was really working for me.
Hell yeah.
So pop it. All right. So let's get into the issue here. We start Wolverine just like ready to kill these guys. I love the low angle looking up at him. It reminds me. So the bottom GIF is from a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie called Cyborg.
I was wondering what that's from.
It's hilarious.
I haven't seen that movie in
He
years.
does the splits right above this guy, and then he just reaches down and stabs the guy. And then, of course, the other one's from Old School, and Swan still holding.
John, a lot of people think that I return to the show because I'm the co-host, but it's actually because I'm here to see what kind of gifts you come up with. That's the main reason I show up each week. Great stuff.
Well, nobody would have predicted a Jean-Claude Van Damme cyborg gif tonight. Yeah, but when I see this picture of Wolverine, like hanging there, sweat and sewer covered, I think of this moment in Cyborg. He's just like, doing the splits above this guy. The guy doesn't even look up. Whatever. And then, of course, Vince Vaughn still holding, and with a cigarette in his mouth, like Wolverine would, right?
He totally would.
But this angle, I love this angle. Like we're on the floor looking up and seeing Wolverine and watching the henchmen wander around. Like, nope, he's dead. Nah, there's nothing to worry about here. And we're like, oh, you guys are you're red shirts. You guys don't know it, but you're red shirts. You're going down.
Yep. Well, especially the shadow that you can see this the way the light is creating that behind Wolverine. I just all of the thought that had to go into this, and then at the same time being at the back head of some of the minions there. It's cool.
Putting the writing on the side of a box, like they're moving it out of the way, but there it is. Like it's like so good,
clever. Yep.
Nice opening page.
It's just stunning, and I love everything about it. Like Justin saying, lighting, color, angle, art. I mean, everything. The perspective's great. So good.
Yeah.
All right, so I won't keep you on these any longer. But then, we get Wolverine, full berserker. I watched Logan with my oldest this weekend, so I snagged a couple of gifts from Logan there for you. But Wolverine, full beast mode, and again, we see those red splash pages that Chett was mentioning earlier, where he's just shredding these guys.
The one that gets me is the very first strike. It's on the right side of the top.
Oh yeah,
that I remember that like clear as day from reading it the first time, and I mean every time I see it, it's just like wow, I remember this, and it never changes. It's always just so stuck as an image. So I love this.
The way
the first time,
the way he's swiping down like that, and you see him underneath this, it's cool. Yep.
And he's so agile, which I'm more so. I mean, he's been this kind of like stealth monster kind of up to now, but like this is him. He looks like he's doing flips. He's jumping off of things, moving around. There's an agility element I don't think we've seen from him before either.
Yeah. Another thing to note here is, and I don't remember if it was from the last panel or the splash page or the two on the left, but just how these guys are talking to each other, like, well, he must be gone. He fell into this water and he must have been washed away. Like they're just like trying to do the math on like, there's no way he's like still here.
Right. Great. Yeah. And then he's like, surprise. That was the first thing he says is surprise. Just gonna get you, sucker.
Yep.
And the first thing they say in that panel is, it doesn't save them.
No,
I mean, death.
Neither does their skill. Yeah, he's definitely getting to be the brutal Wolverine we saw we missed out on off panel, right? When we've seen him kill people before up to now, we get to see him on panel doing it.
Yep.
And then this sequence ends with him getting shot and seemingly injured, and then the henchmen still not being able to handle him. When they think they've killed him. This was a great moment, Chett, for me, because it was like Wolverine goads this guy into fighting and the guy chickens out.
I think it's like you get to see the psychological crossfire that he's just putting on this guy. He knows he's scared out of his wits. So he's just like toying with him mentally until he just, utterly gets him to just drop his weapon and take him out anyway.
Yeah.
But the guy's scared out of his wits. What's he going to do against this guy? He just took around the bullets. He just slaughtered everybody else in his wake. I mean, so he did the right thing. He probably did save his own life. Who knows?
Yeah, I like that last panel at the bottom right where he's like, shoot, I was hoping that you were going to go for it.
Exactly.
He says, he basically does a Dirty Harry, right? I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
He's hurt and he's 5 meters away from me. And I got a full clip of ammo in my rifle.
I mean, look at
And then he says the
pictures of
question
this
is,
guy.
can I kill Wolverine before he can reach me and cut me into shish kebab with those freaky claws of his?
Yeah.
Can you feel the nervousness coming from this guy? You see the head shakes around, drawn around him, and like every point he's shaking. Top panel where he starts talking, middle panels he's shaking, and then the next thing is the weapon.
Yep.
You're just missing the puddle of urine that he's standing in. That's all you really can't see. You can't, from this angle, you just can't see it.
What is it? The True Lies moment?
Right. Exactly. Coach Vic says, I guess I never thought about how violent Wolverine, but it is, it's kind of the only thing in his bag. I mean, really, he's not gonna, there's no like laser energy. I'm gonna subdue you.
Nothing fancy.
No, he's not, no mind tricks. It's
he's
just
straight up
meat and potatoes.
Fierce force.
Yep.
Meat and potatoes.
I got a very Dirty Harry vibe. So definitely, are you feeling lucky, punk?
Exactly.
From this. I should have had a Dirty Harry meme, but I didn't go for it.
Oh,
and I love this bit. Okay. So this absolutely reminds me of Liar Liar. Look how he's jumping at him like he's going to tickle torture this guy.
Come here, I'm going to get you.
And then he lifts him up and gives him the claw, right?
The claw.
So
good.
It just cracked me up. The whole thing. Wolverine's like, I talk him down, but I'm
tickle
still going to
torture.
Yeah, it looks like he's tickle torturing him. He's jumping forward, no claws. Let me get those armpits, buddy.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Oh my God. You guys are practicing comedy in the off season.
Now he doesn't tell us if he kills this guy. He says, I ain't even gonna hurt you, he says, provided you tell me where my other friends are and who clobbered them. But we don't ever find out what happens to this guy. It's kind of just a mystery of what's going on. I don't know. And then we get a glimpse to where those other characters are. Other heroes are all bound up and at the mercy of the Hellfire Club there, standing with a very ornate library with a giant hearth.
Yeah, it's the first appearance of Red Hood there too, right? On the right. No?
Those floors inside the
was...
Hellfire Club are spectacular.
Isn't that what makes this a key, John?
Right, it is. Yeah, this is the key. First appearance of Marvel's Red Hood.
He actually did come before the guy. I won't say anything.
I'm saying we won't jinx it. So here we are. These are the Hellfire Club leaders. We mentioned Jean as the new Black Queen, and we've got Jason Wingard next to her as who is really Mastermind, pretending to be this Wingard character. And then we met Sebastian Shaw, Leland. I don't know that I know Leland's last name, and then Pierce, who I totally forgot is the henchman in the Logan movie.
I think
right?
Jason Leland is his name.
Okay.
I believe.
The guy with the robotic hand in Logan, who's trying to capture and kill Wolverine in that, is this guy. It's Pierce, the guy on the end, the blonde guy on the end. Same guy with the robot, who we learn in this has a robotic arm. Because I had totally forgotten that, and I was like, because his name never really, is pronounced clearly in the movie for me, and I just never noticed. But yeah, so if you're wondering about any of these guys, are they important? Hey, one of them was in the last Hugh Jackman movie. So there you go.
Yep.
Let's see what's going on here. DJ Tony Stark saying, I've been reading through the Claremont era the past few weeks and loving it so much. Well, you've come to the right place.
Heck yeah.
JP says Red Hood would be an upgrade for an X-Men over Cyclops. Well, anyone would. He's just shooting the fire, man.
Yeah, he's going off.
Hey, Comics is just a little bit late, girl, but you're welcome in as always. Michael from Flashpoint, what is going on? It looks like a little invasion happening. We got Cade from Burning Block in the house.
Nice. Hey.
He totally gets the info, then snicked. Yeah, I mean, he probably doesn't keep his promise to that guy. Sharing life with two YouTubers. What's going on?
What's up, Sharon?
So yeah, Jason, I didn't catch it in Logan either, but rewatching it a little more closely with my daughter, I was like, hey, that's the guy. We're just reading that guy's first appearance, and now the guy's, hey.
John, was it your daughter's first time seeing that, or were you?
It was.
Cool.
And
nice.
She got the perfect reaction, which was tears at several.
I figured that
moments.
was coming.
But she also really enjoyed it. She was not prepared for how it would be, but I was like, this is gonna be awesome watching her face.
Nice.
When people are getting the Wolverine treatment.
Oh yeah,
Wolverine massage.
Yeah. The face
The
shots.
massage.
Pretty intense. Okay, so we have Jason Wingard still mastermind controlling Jean's mind, and so she is seeing things that aren't exactly the way they should be. And we also get a little sense of the Sebastian Shaw, Jason Wingard power play in the Hellfire Club that's going on here. What do you think of these villains, Justin? This crew here.
I feel like, well, I don't know. I guess they don't impress me overall. I feel like they don't impress me. Maybe I don't fully understand their abilities, or I just feel like they should be much more, I don't know. I mean, I guess having Jean on their side is obviously a huge help, and that's essentially why they're even, the X-Men are having the difficulties that they're having. Although, I mean, they did have just a straight up hard time fighting what's his name? Shaw.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're fine. I guess they don't impress me overall.
Chett, when you were reading these the first time, how did you feel about these bad guys? They are a little pompous and they are a little flowery.
I'll tell you, back then I was just I gotta say I was impressed. I was like, they came along and just wiped the floor with the X-Men. And I hadn't seen that really very much. I mean, up to that point, I'd seen them fight Magneto, who basically kicked their ass, and they got away, kicking his ass and then running. Moses Magnum, Proteus was tough, but then these guys just came in one shot. It's done, and their powers were interesting.
The build-up with Mastermind slowly controlling Jean, had been kind of drawn into this for quite a while too, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you, their powers aren't too bad. I mean, even though one's only a cyborg, but the other powers, Mastermind, we know of him. Shaw, his power, I think, was sick. I mean, it's a little far-fetched at times, like you guys were discussing without me, and I didn't have a chance to interject and that video slapped you up a bit. But but I heard you. But yeah, you're a little right. But and then this guy with the mask, I think it's a good, crew. I mean, Emma Frost is a big upgrade with them as well as a teammate.
That's what JP is saying, that Emma is really the only Hellfire Club member he wants to remember.
Right. So they're basically good lackeys towards her.
Right.
So other than that, I got to say, Justin might be a little correct with the unimpressed theme at the moment.
We've got these powers, but we'd rather have our underlings do the work, which is kind of the fancy pants kind of style of these guys. I don't want to ruin my silk robes and my ascot.
We just signed the Declaration of Independence.
Right. They do feel a little bit like
John Adams.
I just did my nails. Yeah. Not the John Adams we get in Philadelphia, who's like killing everybody.
Oh, no, not that one. No. Hamilton.
Right. Take Hamilton, John Adams.
If you take a good look at the picture where they have the Storm, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, and Colossus against the wall, I don't know if you passed that panel already. It's above the group shot of the Hellfire Club.
That one?
Go. That
yeah.
One?
Take a look at how those pants are fitting Leland.
I mean, all of their clothes don't leave a lot to the imagination. You look at Emma.
My man.
He's all bulge.
Yo, he looks like one of those, plus size women on the train that just don't get it.
I mean,
oh my goodness.
But I'm done.
There you go.
The claw still gets me there.
Yeah. I do love these next two panels, and I kind of put that first one again just so you can see how they are in the book as well, where they're like right above each other, and you can see what's really happening versus what Jean is seeing on her, I guess, plantation vision that she's having, where she has the people that work on her plantation, the slave that she has, and how she's being tricked into believing something in the 1700s that's not really there. But I do like these two images side by side.
Yeah, the stark contrast of then or today and back then, in her mind anyway.
Right.
So Oh, go ahead, John.
JP says my eyes can't unsee that now. you got people laughing.
Oh,
in
is he
chat.
talking about Leland?
They're talking about Leland. They're definitely laughing about Leland.
I apologize. It was disturbing to me since 13.
Ooh, Jean with the devil horns in her hair. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Jackson real quick. Yeah, we're still not allowed to see Cyclops' eyes. It looks like he's got hair covering it.
Yeah. Just a nice little shadow there. I was gonna say the picture there of Cyclops on the bottom right. It reminds me. I only bring this up because I mentioned Hamilton, but it reminds me of the guy that Hamilton battles when they're rap battling the first time around. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly. What you're talking about
Seabrist. I can't remember his name. Anyways, just wanted to throw that out there.
I love how you're bringing this all to Hamilton.
Yeah. My goal tonight was to just talk about Hamilton.
I should have had some Hamilton gifts. I wasn't ready. So this is what Jean is seeing. She doesn't make the connections right now, but so she starts. I forgot what gift I used to
bring out the gift.
I had to take some shots at Cyclops' costume here. So there's Pulp Fiction for you. But yeah, Jean sees Storm as her slave and takes away her lock picks that are in her little headdress, thinking that she's taking some keys off of her, and slaps her around. Cyclops, meanwhile, thinking about the last time he was with Jean and sort of what happened with them making a psychic connection where she was limiting his eye power and controlling it a little bit, and some of the stuff going on there. But yeah, his helmet is very interesting.
You know, it has never until tonight. Dude, I'm like, yo, that's copyright infringement. I never noticed that. All these years later, I was a fool.
I don't know his safe word. Scott's safe word. I don't know what it is. It's probably Logan, knowing Scott.
Yeah.
Any thoughts here, guys? Slapping Storm around. I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, no, that's not cool. Interesting to see that Nightcrawler's back in his, the way they portray him here is it's as if Tony Stark's is what's it, the inducer or the whatever that I forget the name of it is, that changing
image inducer.
Image inducer. Yeah, that's kind of like, I don't know if is that him using that, or is that at this point Mastermind?
That's what Jean's mind sees when she sees them. I guess in human form.
Right.
Yeah. So that's Mastermind doing that to her, but she would see Kurt, I guess, as a person and not as himself, because maybe that might tip her off in her mind or something, and he'd lose control.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility. But that slap from Jean is just like, oh boy.
Yeah.
With the whip and the Kraken, it's just like, oof, okay. Yeah. I guess that's Byrne's interpretation, and not Byrne, Claremont's interpretation of what a slave may have endured at one point. Who knows?
Absolutely. I like how they mentioned that Aurora's name means beauty, and that's why she's calling her Beauty.
Oh yeah,
good one. Yeah. And then we have Cyclops in his
vision. And his helmet. I love the sunset they got going. The background colors in that desert scene there.
Yep,
it is nice.
So then he gets into his vision a little. Sorry, now I had to actually include the GIMP. So there you go. But he's having this vision, and look, Storm's even got her, hand on her head there. And Sebastian Shaw basically lording it all over them that his plan has come to fruition, and that that with Jean at their side, the X-Men don't stand any kind of a chance at all. That it's just basically all done.
Yeah.
John, how did you feel seeing blood on Storm's face like that?
I mean, it certainly adds intense emotion to the sequence, because I think you see her being treated like a slave by these people. And she probably feels like, what's she going to do against Jean? Someone she cares about and, actually outpowers her, overall right now as Phoenix. I can't remember. Are they wearing something that inhibits their powers? I can't remember.
Oh, yes, they are. They have.
All of them have it around their necks.
Yeah,
that's what that is. Okay. All right. So some little Sebastian Shaw monologuing going on here. And then, meanwhile, in Ireland.
This is what Justin and I were referring to, the plane hitting the landing gear.
Yes.
So to speak.
Slowly.
So we have a full page of what's going on in Muir Island. Moira realizing Phoenix is way more powerful than they had kind of understood. And Moira wearing a very interesting lab outfit. I'm not quite sure how that works. It also changes if you notice the design. The first image, she has flesh tones around her neck. The second image, it goes up past her neck. So I think they couldn't decide what cleavage was acceptable or unacceptable.
I have a feeling that the first image is what we're supposed to get, and the second image was a error.
Something had to be an error somewhere, but definitely an interesting outfit for her laboratory work. Does not seem very comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, and is this where Banshee was like, man, she doesn't even want to rest, and then he like immediately asked her to like go for a run or something. I thought there was like a little bit of like text there that was a little weird because he was like, yeah, she needs to rest. Hey, do you want to go for a run or do you want to,
right?
Something active? He like starts asking her. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. No Velma glasses. Yeah, right. And not wearing the protective gear.
Nope.
All right.
So, the PPE.
Yeah, the PPE, the protective gear that scientists would wear in their lab.
Okay.
And then we go to meanwhile in Arizona, and we got Angel and Xavier just having a chat. Xavier feeling helpless, not necessarily the best leader in the moment. Some anxiety over his X-Men and what's happening. Love that first panel of the night sky and Angel flying in the clouds and the moon is amazing.
That is a nice one. I will say this specifically was the set of panels that I felt they were just repeating, essentially. Even some of the verbiage there we got from last time where Professor X is just expressing how he's concerned because he can't connect with them in the way that he feels he could have with the old team. And he like literally says that here again in these set of panels. And I just remember thinking like this didn't even need to be in here. I don't know why.
You're right.
I felt like it didn't need to be in here.
It's a repeat for performance, basically. We saw that last week or the week before that.
Yeah, and like some of it's word for word, almost. Like I just feel like some of it's word for word, essentially. But
there's some shots fired at Professor X.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I think it still suffers from that Bronze Era Marvel trait of needing to make sure any reader can pick up any issue and get what's going on. So they needed to like, hey, just so you know, Xavier's involved. He's just not on the page right now. So.
I guess this would be on par with like whenever they explain someone using their powers, it's always the exact same word.
Yes.
And like, who do they say it for? They say it for, I think you were on it last year, John, that somebody using their powers and Nightcrawler and the fire
brimstone,
and brimstone and
the brimstone,
and blah, 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 blah. They just keep going on. I guess that's what they're doing here with Professor X. So
just trying to make sure that everybody's in the loop,
like caught up,
right, and on the same page. Yeah,
they just use so many panels to do it.
What's up, Eric?
I feel like
a lot of bubbles too.
It was two full pages, one for Muir Island and one here for Arizona. So
could have
been a lot of space.
Yeah,
they could have cut that into half and half.
Yeah, each could have got a half a page and then you move on.
Yeah.
I like what Daryl said that you put up before. Shooter probably made them add it.
I was gonna say that.
See that. Yeah. Yep.
Didn't think of that.
All right. So back to the drama here. We have some maids and butlers in their powdered wigs and very short skirts. And
a homeboy climbing through the window.
And Wolverine. I think he's in the dumbwaiter, actually. I think he's climbing up the dumbwaiter.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. You're right.
And coming in on the swanky party with his midriff shirt. And somehow somebody sneaks up on him.
Yeah, I'm
like, Wolverine, get your act together, man.
Pull it together, man.
His reaction is priceless. Whoops.
Oh my God.
He slips for 1 second,
Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like so surprised. This is a Wolverine can do anything issue, and it's like, this guy snuck up. A henchman snuck up on you? Come on, man.
Tisk.
Not bringing
with
his
that
A
nose.
game.
That's not supposed to happen.
Right? And those ears, he's supposed to hear it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Come on. But I do, yeah, art-wise, love it. Love the detail in the house, the backgrounds, everything looking great, as always.
Yeah.
Then we get into this stuff. The Cyclops trying to connect with Jean psychically. The artwork is redeeming this sequence for me, especially that the far panel of Cyclops in an empty space. I love that. When I got to that panel, I was like, wow, there's no border to that panel. It's just expanding across the page in a fun way. I was like, this is cool. It's like holodeck kind of stuff. I dug it.
Yep. Agreed. I like that they had kind of clarified a little bit more what they explained in this scene about how they were mentally connected, and we got that from the issue, or was it last issue or 2 issues ago when they had that little love scene. You know,
131.
To some degree, I initially thought that to be a little too random. But obviously this is a good payoff to that, just to understand like, oh, there is this other element going on right now. And especially someone who, like myself, is still kind of trying to understand all these psychic abilities and what's even possible. I like that they kind of tied all that back in, and now the Cyclops has this out where he's like, okay, I'm still connected with her. Let me see if I can somehow communicate with her still and snap her out of this. And at least leads you to like giving you some hope again. Like, all right. Like, maybe they get out of it, totally. In this way.
I felt like it put Cyclops in a bad spot because he's got nothing mentally to deal with anything like this.
Yeah.
So,
he wasn't expecting any defenses.
No. And I mean, obviously he got hurt in the whole bit, and I guess what he felt was what he felt, but it's still only on the astral plane, I guess.
Right.
So I guess Mastermind was nice enough to take it easy on him there.
I think he took it really easy. Think about the epic battles that we saw with Professor X and Farouk.
Shadow King,
that was like some really intense stuff between two that really knew what they were doing. Here, Mastermind must have looked at Cyclops like a joke, like, okay,
like,
sit down.
Hit me with a I-beam.
Right.
He's not the only one in this chat.
Yeah.
Wolverine he's not using his senses while sneaking into a dangerous place. He's the best at what he does unless he has an oops moment. I like that one.
Yeah, it's a good one, Brandon.
And then where was it? Sorry. Jackson Walker says Cyclops trying a mental game. There was. I do agree. The 90s animated X-Men did a great job with the Dark Phoenix saga in general. I thought they did a really good job. Hillbilly Comics, what's going on?
What's up, dude?
Good to see you, brother.
Brasky.
Red Clops trying to use his brain. First time for everything. Dude, there's some Cyclops haters in this chat. You got to bounce some of these people. We need some moderators in here.
Wow.
So Cyclops has to face down against Wingard, who has been defending Jean's mind, knowing that this was going to happen, had planned and prepared for this, and now they have sort of like an imaginary sword battle in their minds.
A duel.
Yeah, a duel of brains. And I don't know where Cyclops got his sword, but he's got one.
What is it? Supplies of the astral plane.
There you go.
Home Depot for the mind.
Right.
It's like when Nightcrawler found the wheelchair in the castle. Yeah, it's very similar.
I needed it. And it came.
Yeah.
So again, I love the very sparse white backgrounds for these. I think it's a great way to kind of make it seem a little off-putting. But I understand. You want Wolverine. We want to get back to Wolverine. And here he is. Oh. This guy's like, I got you. Wolverine's like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab you by the wrist and then throw you into this party because I'm not really going for quiet anymore.
Nope.
And then these guys just start laying into him with, I don't know what these are, clubs? They're just hitting him with clubs?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know. Yeah.
How do 3 or 4 guys with clubs possibly defeat Wolverine? I don't understand what's happening right here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Those clubs look like very easily shreddable pieces of BS.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, Cyclops haters who's letting Brandon influence them? I mean, I don't know how to help you, Bryce. It's just buck wild, man. It's buck wild in that chat. If Mastermind just left him brain dead during this battle, would X-Men ultimately have been better off? Wow. JP is going to get some bad fan mail from the chat. I'm just saying, prepare.
I am appalled.
I love the little thinking faces. I really picture JP considering this. Like,
what did I do to you?
Yeah.
Why?
So, what did you think of this sequence, Justin? As far as like invading the party goes?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like Wolverine in a way where, I mean, on one hand, like he is like the kind of sneak around or whatever, but I mean, the other side of him just being like, I don't give a crap, let's just do this, you know. And he just shakes up the party and everybody stops what they're doing and looks. Yeah, this was just more Wolverine being Wolverine, and you know, we get to see a little bit more claw action.
Totally. Chet, what about you? I know it wasn't as exciting as when he's gutting people at the beginning.
Yeah. I think this was a good way to basically close out his portion of this book. You know, show him wreck the party, just, you know, all business at that time. I'm not going to hurt you if you stay out of my way. Then he gets jumped by a bunch of Hellfire goons or whatever they may be. And, you know, that's the last we see of him this issue. But, you know, he's not in any immediate danger, you know?
Is it called a shillelagh? Is that what they call that thing? A shillelagh.
Oh.
I don't know, man. Looks like a judge's mallet with a belt.
I'm trusting you. Okay.
I always thought the shillelagh was the thing that Black Tom was carrying.
Which, I mean, it is similar, like that miniature cane, like a short cane, right? So that might work. That might make sense. Then there you go. Jackson Roy Kirk dropping knowledge. That could be a question next week. Trivia question.
Oh, there you go.
What weapon did they beat up Wolverine with? So, hey, those of you who watch, the 16 of you watching right now, anybody on the replay, hold on to it.
There you go.
It does look
say a shenanigans.
It does look like a rolling pin. I can see that.
A shenanigans.
You're not wrong, man. It does look like a rolling pin.
All right, and then we get the ending here. The sword fight does not go the way Cyclops wanted. Spoiler: he gets unarmed, unmanned, whatever. He loses his weapon, and then he gets run through. And then we cut to reality and what's happening. And Cyclops is laying flat on the ground. The other X-Men shocked, and Jean looking smoking hot.
Yep.
Just kind of
standing over her dead lover.
Yeah. Lingerie is the call of the day, apparently. Still don't get those outfits. I'm not upset.
Somebody must have said that to Leland.
Confused. Right. And he's right behind her. I didn't even notice. Look at you. Why are you trying to ruin these panels for people?
Yeah,
Chet?
damn it, Chet.
Come on, man. Yeah, those are tight pants for everybody. Everybody's
so I feel like these panels here are JP's favorite panels with Cyclops in them. Just because
JP's probably clapping, slow clapping.
Yeah. Right.
If Brandon was here, we'd hear the clapping. It's like a tremor in the force.
So what did you think of this shocking ending here, Justin? This is a kind of a twist ending in a way.
Totally. I mean, I like how it was done. I like the fact that we see this battle scene go on. And as we said before, Mastermind is just toying with him. Like, he is fully confident. You see it in his face. Even some of the other panels I meant to point out before, like, he just looks so much more confident. And obviously Cyclops looks essentially lost. I mean, he looks like he's going to lose essentially. And, you know, so to see that and then to just see the next panel and him just drop to the floor, I thought was really powerful. Obviously.
Yeah. And I'm assuming, Chet, some of the same thoughts?
Yeah, there was no way Cyclops could win in this scenario. None. No. You kind of expected it. Yeah, I mean, it's a mental battle. He's never going to win. He had to expect the worst. Obviously, in his mind, he's feeling like he stands a good chance. No way. You know, it's a good way for this to end and see him on the floor at the end and everybody in turmoil, basically. Shaw looking like he needs a cigar to go with that robe while he's sipping sake or whatever he's doing.
Yeah, Shaw's super comfy.
Him in that robe, man. Yeah.
You know,
he's got an ascot with it, which is like a wonderful combo. The ascot says casual attire for me.
I tell you, I like the way this ends because the next issue is that good in my head. The next issue is worth seeing after seeing this. A lot of stuff coming.
Absolutely. Should we get into the financial section here?
Yeah.
So I put the key element in quotes. First Wolverine solo story. I'm really frustrated that Key Collector app says this about issue 133. It's not a Wolverine solo story. Come on. There's other things in this issue. In fact, like a huge Cyclops storyline, like cameos from other characters. Like it's a silly, strange thing, and I'm glad it's not on any CGC labels or any CBC.
No, it's not.
CBCS labels.
I was just going to ask. Yeah.
But it's a strange thing in the Key Collector app that they mention it. However, a lot of people overlook this is the first time we really get a demonstration of Logan's healing factor in play. The guy gets shot almost point blank, gets up and slays a bunch of guys like casual business. They don't specifically call it a healing factor, but it is clearly evident that something is different about his physical abilities in this issue. Mm-hmm. Also, it's the first time Wolverine says I'm the best there is, right? Which becomes later a bit of a catchphrase for Wolverine. He's the best there is at what he does, but what he does isn't pretty, or isn't nice, or isn't good. I think there's variation. To Chett's amazing knowledge, he mentioned earlier that the injured henchmen that Wolverine sort of battles up here later join Pierce and become his Reavers. Those cyborg characters who fight the X-Men in many issues later to come. And if you've seen the movie Logan, he's got a whole crew of characters with robotic arms, legs, what have you, that are working as his Reavers, and he calls them his Reavers in that movie as well. So yeah, these characters come back.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were called Reavers.
Only later, not yet.
Right.
Later on, when they're in the robotic forms. Yeah. It's in the mid 200s, I want to say, somewhere, if I'm not mistaken.
50-ish.
Yeah.
I always think of them as being Emma's henchmen, essentially, like that in the beginning. That's like the first time we kind of see them, right?
Read Your Comics says they mention Wolverine's healing factor in the Savage Land story.
Yeah.
Is there a mention of it there too?
That's right.
Oh, look at him.
The Velociraptor bites
the raptor. The raptor. It's about time Chett saw the truth about Cyclops. Let's just not. Oh my, we need the cleaning lady in here. This is hilarious. Oh my, we need the cleaning lady in here.
Yeah.
I love the cliffhanger in this arc. I totally agree. Saw those masks in the shop at the Mordok TV show on Hulu. Ooh, interesting. On the bad cover, on the bad guys on the cover. I can't quite understand, Eric. Sorry, man. When does Gambit show up? Not till technically there's an annual first appearance, but issue 266 in the regular series is when so you're halfway.
It's a little
133.
Yeah,
you're halfway to Gambit if you want to do it that way. So financially, there are 9/8 of this book. I'm sorry, my logo's covering that. Is $1,550 is the CGC, the Go Collect price. But again, that's the average. It's probably, most X-Men stuff is hotter now in the current. So the short term, probably a little bit higher, but the long term, they're saying 1,500 and 9/6 is $425. So there's a bit of a gap there. And let me take my branding off there, and then you can see it a little better. So there's, what is that?
Almost 4 times.
Almost, yeah, a little more, like 3. Yeah, 3 plus, not quite 4, right? Yeah,
right.
So that's a pretty big jump. If you can crack a 9/6, press and clean it, and go for that bump, definitely worth it if you can do it.
Yeah.
There are 281 9/8s and 533 9/6s, 397 9/4s. And that doesn't, let's see, there's only 84 9/8s. So mine's really rare.
See, that's what I'm saying.
My 8.0 is only 84 8.0s. So that's a rare, it's far more rare than your 9.8. I'm just saying. I don't know why the price is so stacked differently.
That's strange. Yeah.
I don't know. And there's no 9.9s, no 10.0s.
I haven't seen a whole lot of 9.9s or 10s in this run.
No,
I imagine
we're shocked to find a couple along the way.
Yeah, especially, I mean, this technically has like a black spine to certain parts of the book,
definitely
black cover stuff.
Sorry, Coach Vic, it's going to be a while for your boy. It's going to be a little while. I don't even know that they've released that Omni yet. I think the Omni that I've got, the most recent one, just starts the 200s. So Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Yeah, we should get to him in season 7.
Yeah, Omni X-Men season 7.
So good. So good. Okay, final thoughts. Justin and Chett, what are some of your final thoughts on this issue?
I think we covered I think we covered everything. I think that this is definitely an iconic read. I mean, it's certainly a must read in terms of, sticking to the saga and knowing what else happens here. And certainly a special moment for Wolverine, him kind of getting, some of the shine for his stuff. And then, yeah, like you said, there is a whole other half to this book. And a lot of it has to do with Mastermind and just, continuing to see the X-Men essentially get dominated. They're not out of the woods yet. So
no.
I like where we're at, though.
And Chett, what about you, sir?
Well, obviously, the whole Wolverine thing, we got to see him, play the main guy, going after people that hurt his teammates. Now he's going back after them. We got the bloodshed we didn't expect to see. I guess they had that planned for some time to finally let it all out on page. It worked. Like Justin said, though, we still have another half of a book of this. And although it's, Phoenix Saga, under that umbrella, I think it's a good story within the whole Phoenix Saga.
Yeah.
So it works, it fits, and it moves us right along. So I think, like we said, 9.4. Yeah, I'll stick with that.
Well, and I think that's one thing Claremont's always tried to do with Wolverine and Jean was to tie their love story a little bit together through this issue. So you have the Dark Phoenix Saga, but Wolverine is a key player in it, just as much as Cyclops is.
Yeah.
All right, so let's we're on to the trivia portion of the show. As I mentioned at the top, Justin and I are doing some giveaways for this season, and included are besides the mystery box I usually do, the curated X-Men box, a piece of original art. I should say an original commission from Justin through the artist Nickolas Lane. So
can you show your piece? Can you show that artwork behind you? That is like, I saw you posted it before, but
I feel like people might be getting tired of it by now. But I'm not. Certainly not me.
No way.
So this was the art piece that I commissioned from Nickolas. Of course, anything Mohawk Punk Storm is my jam, and it partners nicely with the Phoenix piece that I already had. So eventually these will be framed and hanging behind me. It could become the end of Chinatown. I don't know. Chinatown's lived a long life. It might be time for something new. So Nickolas is going to do a commissioned piece for someone, and Justin is going to basically pay Nickolas to do it for you. So you could win that. How do you win it? You answer questions.
By the way, I've already seen a piece of it, John. You haven't even seen it yet.
Oh,
I'll have
John,
to.
I had something to show you because I know you're a big Storm fan, and this just arrived earlier today that I picked up.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, sweet. That's cool.
Let's blow that up. Look at that. That is killer.
Who makes that, Chett? What company?
It says here,
like Hasbro or.
Hold on.
That's cool.
Q-Fig.
Okay.
Q-Fig.
Yeah, I just saw it on eBay and I said I had to have it.
Yeah, that's sweet. Love the earrings and everything.
Yeah, the earrings. I love the lightning bolts. That's fantastic.
Yep. Oh, nice. It says X-Men at the bottom. Nice.
That is cool, man.
I want one.
That is amazing. Yeah. Comic Journey. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming around. Yes, Azores. I took me a little while to figure out what you're talking about. Yes, the masks that the henchmen are wearing are an Easter egg on the MODOK show.
Nice.
Oh, really?
That's cool. I haven't watched that yet.
Me either.
Roy Kirk says this is the start of a great Wolverine set of stories before he started appearing in the 352 Marvel comics every month. Yes, he was definitely a popular guy after this run. Let's see here. Oh, it looks like Lasso says he saw Kitty Pryde Q-Fig at Walmart. Boom. There you go. So again, how do you win some of these awesome prizes? You watch the show and you hang out at the end and you answer the trivia questions. We are going to be doing a randomizer when we do these giveaways. We'll probably put a digital wheel up and throw everybody's names on there. You get an entry into that giveaway every time you get a correct answer. The first 2 people to get a correct answer each get an entry. And the first person, or the person who gives us the funniest response to any question, also gets an entry into the overall giveaway. So it's a fun way to like just hang out in the chat. If you watched the show last week, you'll have a bunch of chances to win some fun stuff tonight, or get entries to win stuff for our giveaways.
Yep.
All right. I think I've way over-explained that, but let's Justin, you want to start us off with a question?
Oh, goodness. Yeah. So my first question is, whose arm does Wolverine slice up from last issue? There was an arm that got completely sliced and diced. Whose arm was that? Whose arm did that belong to, I should say?
There you go.
Remember, we are looking for the correct answer twice, and then we're also looking for the comedy.
Always looking for the comedy. We want to just, I mean, these are funny books. That's the reality here.
These are like layups
have
too.
Fun. We want to have fun with all of y'all. So it's nice that you guys come and hang out, and we appreciate it.
That's right.
I already see the answer once.
I only see it once. Yeah.
I only see the answer one time so far.
Someone guessed Chett Scotland. There you go.
That's just weird.
Chett, did you get your arm cut off recently?
Cyclops. Even adamantium can't cut through that.
There you go.
It was this gentleman, Donald Pierce, but the first correct answer went to JP Budget Collecting.
Yep.
I got a JP and I got an Albert on that one, but let's see what other comedy. I mean, Gimp Cyclops is pretty funny. It's always Mephisto.
I like that one.
I think I'm going with that one.
That'll be the winner.
Let's go with Comic Journey.
Getting an entry in the raffle, my man. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Okay. So a key element in last week's issue 132 was the fact that another character pushes Wolverine through the floor of the Hellfire Club. Which character does this? Who has the ability to push Wolverine through the floor? Interesting. Who has the power? Who has that power?
Who's got the power?
I've already got the correct answer twice. It's also the most common answer we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
A lot of Leland love tonight. And we got JP and Magic Lasso with his second entry so far this season. He's a tough guy to catch.
Last season he dominated.
Harry, is his first name Harry?
Harry, there it is.
Harry Leland.
Leland. Or as I call him, Big Boy. Big Boy.
Leggings Leland.
The Black King. The Black King. The Big Lebowski. I mean, that's solid. That's solid. What's up, Joel the Geek, my man?
Hey, what's going on,
Joel?
Joel?
See you, Joel. Thanks for coming by, man. Actually, it didn't himself after seeing Leland's pants. He did it himself after seeing Leland's pants. Hilarious. Harry and the Hendersons. I guess I'm going to go with the Big Lebowski.
Nice. Comic Journey on point with the humor tonight.
On point. Yep.
Who was the second? I had JP.
Sorry, I had Lasso and JP.
And then Comic Journey. Cool.
See, he's going with a technical one. I'm just actually doing tally points right here.
Classic.
John Boy, what is going up, Johnny?
Hey,
good to see you, man.
All right.
Okay, second question.
Second question here. This has to do with a GIF that I used from last episode. So you had to watch last episode to see this. Name a character, just one. Name a character because there's multiple. Name a character from the GIF that I used in the second to last set of panels. The one where they're all raising a glass in a cheers formation. What was name one of the characters that was in the GIF that was on that set of panels? If you've seen this, and we talked about it too. I mean, we mentioned it a few times. We might have even acted it out a little bit.
Wasn't Hamilton.
It was
no
no, it's not. Hamilton will be the
Hamilton.
answer next week.
Brandon, it's
That's funny.
always Leland. I mean, it's not unsafe bet. Emma slapping Cyclops. I mean, who doesn't want to see that? It's not Sasquatch or Alex. Look at all the Hamilton love tonight. We gotta get some Hamilton gifts.
Yeah.
Y'all show Cyclops some love.
Oh,
There he
that's
is.
cool. Look at
There
that.
he is. Jesse Jones sharing
Nice.
the Kool-Aid.
Nice.
You guys are hilarious.
Man.
I will say there is an answer out there that's close because they clearly know the movie. They just
Right.
don't know the cast in the image that we're
Right.
talking about.
You know, I'm having trouble remembering. I'm like, damn him.
You just
Remember,
got to be able to name
it's a
some
group-
of the people. It's a
It's
group,
a group of bad
people.
guys.
Yeah, they are not heroes.
Okay.
A group of villains who are cheersing to the success of something bad that has
Batman, because
down.
he's Batman. I mean, there you go. Okay, I think we have at least one correct answer. You'll have to decide if the other answer is correct. I'm willing
Oh,
to
man.
lean to it because this person clearly knows the movie they're talking about.
Yeah. All right. I will give it to Lasso. Lasso, you couldn't give us the word doctor. Come on, man. It's his name. It's the guy's name. You
Wait,
I
gotta
didn't
wait,
go
don't
to
get me
evil
right.
medical school for nothing.
have-
week I
There you
called-
go.
Last week I called Kitty Pryde cat by accident, and I got punished. Why is Dr. Evil
Because he
able to
mentioned
fly?
he's
Yeah.
the only one. He was the first one to mention the movie. at least.
Chet, you're at the point now where you write a letter of the answer. If the answer is Wolverine, you write the word W, and you're like, I should have gotten that. That was mine. I wrote W.
Oh my god, you guys are hilarious.
All
So I got
right, so-
Jason with Dr. Evil, and we're giving it to Lasso
Yeah,
because he
yeah.
did mention the movie before anyone, so he knew the GIF.
He was
And when he
close.
said evil, I was willing.
Lasso don't know how to spell doctor.
I didn't go to evil medical school for nothing. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of funny answers going on here. Blofeld, and he
Oh,
spells
man.
the full name. Aaron
Wow.
Burr. Good. Black Tom. There's the doctor, right? I'm not gonna lie, I totally missed the question. There you go, Bryce. Just stay strong. Stay strong.
I love the honesty.
Michael Myers. Not even Cyclops wants to drink with him.
These are all great. Can I give
Wow.
Bryce the point there?
I think it kind of goes here. Like that's
I'm
kind
gonna
of
tell you guys, I speak to Bryce regularly,
yeah.
and you know he'll have you in stitches, and you don't
There
even
you go.
realize.
I mean,
it.
he's the best part of Brandon's show.
There you
Say
go.
that too loud.
No,
All right, so I got
Brandon, I love
Hellboy
you,
there.
brother. I love you. Ron Burgundy, Luke Comics. Good to see you, man.
Hey, what's up, Luke?
Palpatine. Smoking a pancake. There's a good Goldfinger joke. See, like
Yep,
that. Never watched an Austin Powers movie. I thought it's the "Do I Make You Horny?" It is that
Oh,
one. Yes,
it
that's
is.
the one.
That
You
would
never.
be it.
Ryan, you gotta
Sharks
go
with
watch them.
freaking lasers.
Yeah, Ryan, you have to go watch. At least watch the first movie. I think it.
Yeah.
I think everyone should. Yeah. Ryan, that's
Especially if
your
you're a
homework.
Bond movie fan, it's a wonderful satire of James Bond, especially those 70s Bonds movies.
Yeah. It's just so funny.
I can't
It's so
even
great.
watch the Connery movies without feeling like I hear Austin Powers at different moments.
Yeah, it's great.
So good.
Classic.
Yeah. So any of the other correct answers would have been Frau Forbissina, number two,
Number
right?
2,
Scott
yeah.
Evil, I think, is even hanging out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Would have given down any of those.
All right. My last question of the night, then we can get out of here. We're a little over an hour. The very first page of the last issue we read, 132, had a fun cameo from a Marvel character that we hadn't seen in an X-Men comic for a really long time. Who was this great cameo character? I'll get rid of great because some people may not like him. But who was this cameo? Who cameoed at the beginning of issue 132?
It's a great one. It is
Already
a
got
great
one
one.
correct answer. It's not Gambit.
Who-
You guys are
Hillbilly
really,
says,
I didn't
who
realize how
does
many
number
Gambit
2
fans-
work for?
Yeah, I saw that. Right. Undercover Brother is better than Austin Powers. Okay, well, I'm not going to argue. I think, I can
They were
respect
both
either
funny.
Chaos.
So correct answer was here.
Boom.
And then here.
Boom.
So
All right.
Climbing Comics, Alan. I don't think I have you on here yet.
Albert and Alan.
I got to make sure I get it right. Climbing and Alan. I got to write it down. I don't want to mix it with Claiming and Jason.
Mm-hmm.
And did I hear that Chaos was in the chat?
Yes.
Chaos.
He was the one with the undercover brother. Note.
Oh, that was Chaos. Okay. Good to see you, Chris. Yep. I hope you're doing well, man. All right. What else do we have? We got The Thing. I mean, why not? Warren Worthington III. Look at you, Bryce, going all out.
Mm-hmm.
Phobush
Bryce is on issue. I think Bryce is up to issue 115 or 114 right now. Right?
Yeah,
Bryce?
he said he just read 113. He was
Look
texting me.
Go.
Yep.
A huge Axeman. There it is. Throwback Madonna. Hey. Oh, MacGyver. You guys talk about MacGyver. Gambit. Eyeboy.
Eyeboy.
Oh, I would love it if it had been Eyeboy. Chewbacca. What a Wookiee. What a Wookiee. JP wins with JP is back with Chode.
That's the winner.
That's the winner.
Chod. Tony.
Yes, the Chode Chodster.
Damn, JP just stole that one. Just swept everybody else.
Came in. McSquirters like McSquirters Ghost. He just snuck right in there.
McSquirters Ghost.
Huge thank you to you, Chett, for joining us tonight. And we're going to see you again in 2 weeks again on my channel because I think you're off next week, but on again the week after. If you guys aren't following the Chett Eye Knight, get over there on Instagram. Make sure you're subscribed to him and the League of Collectors. You can find all the links down below and sub him up. Chett, keep up the exercise regime. Keep harassing all of us to follow suit.
I'll keep tagging you in my pizza pictures. That's
my daughters call him the salad man, guy, right? The salad man.
So great.
Much appreciated, though, sir. Much appreciated.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for the invite as usual, guys.
Absolutely.
I'm always here for this, and you know
and
it.
I forgot to thank TJ Slabdragon for giving me the because I use his Go Collect information for each issue. So huge thank you to you, TJ, as well for that.
Yep.
Justin, I'm sure you got a bunch of stuff coming up this weekend. Now that you're back, are we going to see a Collector Origin this week?
Yeah. I'll be back. Collector Origins 2:00 this Saturday. I'm talking with Big Herminio from Big Herm Collectibles.
Herminio Reyes Jr.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to get some introduction videos from guys like Andy because they're really good at just saying that. Yeah.
Just clip it.
I'll take that. Yeah. So that's some fun stuff coming up this weekend, and that's about it.
Awesome. I am basically off until Saturday with my daughters. It's been hard with soccer season and sleepovers to keep a regular system, so we might be extra early this coming Saturday because I think we have a 9:00 soccer game on my coast, so
nice.
It could be rough. But that's the next thing on my channel. I am prepping with JP a return of Comic Gories for Halloween, so be prepared for some of that.
Nice.
Rod just creeping in here at the end. Much appreciated, my man.
What up, Rod?
And thank you all for coming and hanging out and making this a whole lot of fun to do week after week. Remember, next week, 134 is on that guy's channel. So if you're not subscribed with the link and the notification bell all clicked and ready to go, you might miss next week. And you watched this week, so you're ready for the trivia next week. So be sure to be there and get some more raffles.
That's right. Good show. Thanks for everybody hanging out.
Thanks, everybody. And we will see you back here in a week.
Later.